my hopes in listening to this, I live in Bramblewood, so I'm a little concerned. Not gonna act like I'm not. I'm a little concerned about the data center. I've never seen a data center before. I'm a country girl, I've been here. But I'm also an advocate for improvement. And a lot of times growth is scary. Growth is not, comfortable, but we have to do it. So with that, one of the things that on behalf of the Housing Authority, what we're doing, I don't know if everybody knows, we've gotten away from the public housing model. We are now focusing more on affordable housing. So people say, oh, affordable housing, everybody thinks affordable housing automatically means Section 8. Does anybody know what Section 8 really is? Yeah, please. Okay.
Well, first, I was before Washington, technically, was great. Can you speak up a little bit? If you speak up, I was in Washington, D.C. I was in Washington, D.C. when the Secretary was created. And I covered the House in Nixon administration. And it gave people an option to shop for housing so they could move out of the ghettos of public housing we had in Madison, Chicago, and thousands of people in the village. Nixon's idea was to give people the option to make a move to their place. So they're not proud of the area of poverty. That's essentially what we work that way. Some places we can also
It's good. It's good. So Section 8 it came about as a result of Title 7 of the Civil Rights Act. And with that, a lot of that, the reason that they started or began approving these vouchers, as Joan stated during that era, was also stimulated by the military personnel that was sent overseas during the war. They were initially intended for military families because they could not afford to be in one country, their families over here. And so initially people had this stigma attached to Section 8, like, oh, it's this or that. But it was not really necessarily designed for what, like you said, how it went. So just a little background of that when we start talking about, oh, they have Section 8, I don't want them near me. Well, Petersburg is now going to affordable housing model. Affordable housing model is based on a scale of how many persons are in a home. You have to have income. There is a Virginia median income, and typically most housing developments is based on 60% of the Virginia median income. Does anybody know what the Virginia median income is?
No.
Okay, so it's approximately $90,000 because it's also factored into Northern Virginia, which they're getting paid kind of like DC. So in Virginia, 60% of that is $50,000 household income. With that being said, 60% of people in Petersburg, the household income is approximately $50,000. So we're now moving in the right direction economically. And that is why you're starting to see a lot of houses being sold now. I have a resident right now who's moving on Grove Street. He just bought a home for $274,000. He's a military personnel. He's moving out. He's found a house in Petersburg. I'm very happy to hear that. So it looks like home sales are beginning to happen again, which again makes me happy. I own a home. I've lived here all my life. We are going to be building more multifamily properties in Petersburg. I don't know if anybody has gone to 10 Acres or 10 Oaks, the new sections. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to build on the backside of 10 Oaks because of the Everglades Watershed Act. So we're trying to, do some other things and just do something with green space there just to improve that property. You can't go there, so we're going to go plan B. But nevertheless, Petersburg is moving in the right direction with housing as far as I'm concerned. We're getting incomes up, which means people have better opportunities to buy or in better places. And that means that we need more housing. We are going to need more housing here. I'm an advocate for housing. I love technology. I love new things, but I am an advocate for housing. I feel like in order to give people better quality of life, whether it's going to a job, whether it's going to school, wherever you're going, it starts in the morning before you leave home. Home is where everything begins. And so with that, I would just say that, I'm optimistic about where we're going with housing in Petersburg. I hope you all are. If anybody has any questions that I can answer, I'm glad to.
Any questions on housing? Ms. Falcaro.
It's good to see what's happening all over the city. You know, we're not just seeing homes, you know, a roof put on, we're seeing them being gutted, they're being made livable, and the neighborhoods are looking up, and I've noticed that the people who are moving in are taking care of the property outside. And I couldn't figure out where all this money was coming from. But it's been an effort that has done a great deal for the city and the look of the city. Because if we get the casino in here, you gotta have people live. When we get it. And that's another concern of mine. We're talking about the data center, you know, and how much it'll bring in. But how long will it take that data center to be up and running? And then on the other hand, we've got somebody in the legislation want to take some of the money and formalize a bill for revenue share.
I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna have a section for that. Let me just pick the houses up, now you can see. That's right.
So, do you know of any tracts of land that aren't, that's not public housing or Section 8, like Ryan Homes, or are there any other developers that are approaching about tracts of land that you know of, even private tracts of land that you're aware of development?
No, actually, I don't do section right now on behalf of the Petersburg Development Housing Authority. We're actually now searching for some land to do phase 2 of one of our communities because of the restriction on the watershed. So, yeah, so we're kind of looking to, so we don't get into that, but right now, I don't know what that name is.
And I will say, I think the next question, the Ryan Home development was gonna be market rate homes. So that wasn't even gonna be low income homes, but again, I wanted her to come up and say, we are, you know, Petersburg is a very hot market for buying homes and people moving here. It's a new day in Petersburg, so a lot of other investors know that they can come here, and again, I don't wanna misgive a number, but it's homes in the Heights, if you know what the Heights are. Again, homes for $250,000, $300,000, and I guarantee you 10 years ago, anybody knows the Heights, ain't no home was selling in the Heights 10 years ago for $300,000. They are now.
Are the homes by Vernon John, is that built out, those new homes back here? Is it,
And what's your question, I'm sorry?
just, is that area, has that been fully developed and built out, and then off of Wagner Road, is that fully developed and built out? Because I know they're built, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely out of my scope of knowledge, because again, I mean, I've never been any further than where that ends and where Vernon John begins.
I'll try to get you that answer from Penny in 1 minute. She's looking it up right now. Let me move on to another question. You, then I'm gonna come to the gentleman in the back.
Yeah, in kind of in regards to some of the real estate that Petersburg does have, and like this particular property, against it with the data center, I feel like most of the deals that get done or the real estate that gets sold is kind of like always inside deals. And I dabble in real estate, anytime you deal direct with the seller, you get a way better deal, there's no competition. Does the city have any plans to hire an outside person to market some of this stuff? You can get people from Northern Virginia, because it's like you gotta go to find the properties that are for sale, if the city wants to sell, like you gotta do a lot.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're talking like just Ryan Homes, or just one developer up in Northern Virginia, they need to, pay for a bunch of money instead of like, I feel like if you guys, if the city is getting approached, like, or somebody wants to buy something, more than likely, the city's not getting that.
So again, that is outside of mine. Just a reminder, I work for a private developer. I am just the vice chair for the board of commissioners. So
Any comment on that?
On behalf of that.
I'm gonna let the economic developer come, so they got you next, sir. Let the economic developer speak on that question. I got it. You gotta run through about 35 minutes. I'm not gonna.
In reference to your question, all the properties, Petersburg properties for sale on the website. But you guys, a lot of private ones will pull those properties down. You can sort it by, if you're looking for street, if you're looking for it by land use. So they are available. We're getting a lot of broker interest, even without, having a third party. Some of our properties were sold by third party probably about 5 to 8 years ago. But what the interest that we're seeing, it's just, properties are just flying through that people don't want to buy. We're seeing a lot more activity in the broker market now, especially in the Crater Road area. Anything that's within a mile and a half of the casino site, things are going through the roof.
But we're talking about stuff that the city controls.
The city, we control some, yeah, we don't have a lot of property like that, actually.
But has that property been proffered to
Yeah, like, click on the
anybody?
market, see if somebody
That's
that's
not tracked or anything.
and drive that, drive the price up, and then go.
Well, we initially put properties on gov deals, but they were auctioned. But again, all the sales, many of the city properties go through city council. So that's the last stop for property sales. So, that could be controlled at the council manager action point.
So you have to kind of be privy to that information, you can't just like.
I like to talk
It's
about-
open, that's on the site.
Yeah, 'cause like, again,
I
like I
guess
said,
the question is, let's use this land that we're talking about here for the data center.
Okay.
Has that been on the open market?
Yes.
Okay.
Like how?
How? Yeah.
It's been listed out on the website.
Yeah, but you have to,
Oh, it's on the city
go to the
website.
city website, like, click on a bunch of pages.
Right,
The
right.
font is like super small, I mean, you gotta
Right.
zoom in and then get all this information. I'm saying, like, call a realtor, throw it up there, see what happens, like, stuff like that.
I'm
That's
gonna,
what it is at my-
again, I'll talk to you after the fact, I don't wanna lose too much time.
Yeah.
Just
That'd be
so
decided by council.
Yes. I think it's very quiet, 248 about Petersburg Ward Two. How's the market there? What's the average price of a house selling in Petersburg today?
Average price, now, so in Petersburg,
Just over 200,000.
Just over $200,000. Over $200,000. So with the income that people is making, that affordable housing for the residents that live in Petersburg, and part two, we have corporations buying up a lot of property, cause these houses to go up, and they rent these houses out. I would say no.
Mr. Moore, am I correct with that?
Because I understand they put 37% of the people on houses in Petersburg. Is that correct, Earl? State?
Right, right.
I would say that is not driving it up, to be honest.
I mean, I think it was stated earlier, I believe, the 37%. I just need to give a report so we can look at the data on that. Because it's very important that
Yes, sir, I'll follow up with you with that. I don't know that exact number, but if I can find it, I'll try to get it to you.
I'm a numbers person, I like numbers too, so I like to see it on paper, but I can tell you, like, the sales market is just what it is. I was surprised, and I mean, one of the things I found interesting, in just seeing some of these homes that are being sold, like in the Maloney Street area, is that they're not even staying on the market like 20 days. Like, they're selling like hotcakes. I do have a friend who sells to realtor, and she told me a year and a half ago, she said Petersburg is one of the highest
And
sales
that's
markets.
why, who's coming in buying all these houses up there?
Oh, I don't know who's
The
buying them.
market is hot.
Yeah, I follow.
Yeah, but they have an outside, because all of a sudden, everybody's screaming about Petersburg.
But you know, I can
5 years ago, Petersburg was written off the map.
Yeah.
And I like what you're doing, Westbrook, what you're trying to do to the city, running in. And we need to look outside the box, I understand a lot of stuff about generating stuff, we said, natural gas, you don't have the noise and stuff. But a lot of stuff still needs to be investigated before we go further on this. So we've got to seize the moment, because we don't seize the moment, Petersburg will be left out.
So with all that being said, again, doing our due diligence, this is why I like to have these meetings where I can understand what is the will of the citizens. Because my thing is, I will say, I have seen one developer, a young lady that comes up here, that she's buying the house, so it's not a big corporation, she's doing a lot of work herself in that Heights, Halifax area road. So she has, I think, right now about 15 to 20 properties that over time she just accumulated. So it's not the big corporations that are coming in and buying them up. It's the people that know what they know. And they come in and say, hey, I'll do the work because they understand Petersburg is a hot market. It's not a hidden information anymore that we are growing. And that started before the casino. Everybody knew that. Again, it's like buying a stock. If you know that eventually that stock's gonna go back up, you buy stuff. You're looking for those stocks. And you just bank it and wait. And some of these people have banked it and waited, and now They hit the jackpot, lack of a better word.
This is directed to you.
Yes, sir.
You said next week council is going to vote on the option.
On the text amendment, not the
Okay,
option.
we need to vote to the option.
Once we go through proper planning, they come in to dot the lane and do those types
As a
of.
price that's set. Well, that's
Yes.
6 months. Based on agricultural value or in one.
Assessed value at all, agriculture, this number has to be rezoned.
I know it has to be used on, but it's worth more than the assessed value.
I'm talking candidly to you, my only thing is to make sure that all that land is viable, we do not know.
I know, that's the chance to have that. If you know you're gonna have a rezone, rarely in my experience do people buy strictly based on the zoning product.
This is why I got
They
good business.
buy because of what they wanna do.
But the buck does not stop here. The buck is we try to make sure that it is tested. And we get the information to you, so then you don't think the council ran something down your throat without giving the proper due diligence.
And I don't have a problem, I know that the county did engage the Walmart property on 460 to build the distribution center there. And, you know, if we feel that in the long run, it's best to sell the property at agricultural value and get our money back in, that's fine too.
With that being said, I know it's not a question. Again, my time is running low, and what I do want to bring up is again to just turn another corner. Sheriff's office, I know that they wanted to make a statement here, as well as police. I'd like to just talk about public safety for a few minutes. So I'll start with sheriff, and then I'll go down to public safety. Anybody from the police to speak? I know, actually, Ms. Christian, I don't know if y'all were tagged in by Chief Christian. No? I'm sorry, I put you on the spot. I know Chief Christian said somebody, if not, but I think Deputy Sheriff first, Sheriff first. I know you were prepared. The public safety is important. So again, don't want to just focus on that, and we want you to also have other things to talk about.
All right, good evening, everyone. How you doing? All right, I'm Lieutenant Chris Bailey with the Petersburg Sheriff's Office. And on behalf of the Sheriff Vanessa R. Crawford, we'd like to first say Happy New Year to everyone. And everyone have a great new year. Just have a few things that the Sheriff's Office has going on right now. First and foremost, on Monday, January 20th at 9 a.m., we are having our Martin Luther King Jr. Parade. It's going to start right on Pocahontas Street, right in Pocahontas Island, and from there it's going to turn left across the MLK Bridge on Adams Street. It's going to end on Franklin Street. So we'd like each and everyone to participate and have a good time there. Also, on February the 23rd, the Sunday, we are having our 4th annual father-daughter dance. So if you know anyone who's a father and their daughters who wants to participate, just contact the Petersburg Sheriff's Office to be on the list and whatnot. And last but not least, the Sheriff's Office is hosting the Virginia International Tattoo. And it's not a tattoo like the place on your body and everything like that. Virginia Tattoo basically celebrates the 250-year anniversary of the U.S. Armed Forces. So on April 27th at 2:30 at the Norfolk Scope, that's where it'll be like 800 entertainers from all parts of the country, some parts of the world, who's going to put on a show commemorating the military, armed forces, and whatnot. And like I said, the Sheriff's Office is always in the community for every one of you. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact us at 804-733-2369. And I'd like to thank Councilman Westbrook for his opportunity to speak to you guys. Thank you.
Any questions for the sheriff? Questions? Anybody need to repeat? Thank you. Good job. Next time, representative from the police just to come and speak on that.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Carol Adams. I'm the captain of the Petersburg Bureau of Police, and I work with the Support Services Division. And so whenever we have a parade or anything like that, I'm the little person that's behind it, trying to make sure that everything works well. But community outreach and engagement is also a very, very important part of my responsibility as well. And my office is located at 32 West Washington Street. So we are hosting community citizens academies for the for the community to come and to learn more about the police department, about some of the things that we're doing. And once you attend the academy, you become a volunteer with us. We also have the chaplaincy program that we've started up. And so we're always looking for individuals to come help with us doing different things. And if these are some of the things that you're interested in, please let us know. And when critical events happen out in the community, in my office, usually we'll take clothes and we work for the Red Cross to go out to the scenes and to be able to assist the families. We also host a grief support group meeting every other Thursday for individuals who's lost a loved one to violence within the community as well. And we're working on our neighborhood watch, trying to grow that and trying to help to educate and create awareness. And just please be safe. You know, there are a lot of things going on. There are a lot of moving parts. As you've heard, there are a lot of people in Petersburg. So we like to pay attention specifically to the elderly and when people are coming in your neighborhoods. And if they're not familiar to you, please call us to let us know. It's better to call and to let the police come along and to make sure that their community is safe and to find out who's there and why they're there. I know that there's been some posts on Facebook about gentlemen walking by and walking up to the household, and he had paperwork like he was doing a survey, but then once he got inside the house, he did something related. Not that it was here, but just things like that. So I want you to understand that you are not worried us. We work 24/7, so please call us. We would rather you call us and it be nothing than for something to happen and we were not made aware of it. Okay, and I thank you for your time. And I'm Captain Adams, and my office is located at 32 West Washington Street. And if you have any questions, have a desire to participate in the Citizens Academy, we also have the Police Athletic League. We're getting that back up and rolling. And so the summertime and throughout the weekend time, we'll be having some things going on with the kids. And if you're interested in participating in any of those things, let us know. We recently did shop with a couple of the kids. We had about 30 kids this year. We had 50 kids last year. And, you know, the officers took them shopping and we were able to assist them. So I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Yes.
So again, that was our public safety. We always want to thank them as well as our fire, EMS, and everybody else that keeps us safe. The last thing I would like to just address as we get out, open up for all the questions as we get near the end, is this House bill that was put out there by Delegate Cherry as well as Delegate Adams. That was basically a way of trying to say that they wanted to come in to do revenue sharing for the casino before it even breaks ground. There was a lot of pushback, and I'm glad that the citizens spoke up and made their voices heard. We have been told that Delegate Cherry did pull that bill today, so that will not be, shake your head no. So it's not officially been pulled. He's just saying it's going to be pulled.
It's down, I looked at it, it's still on the. I looked it up on the line, it's still there, it's just on.
So again, we'll keep the fire on them because I would say adamantly, I am never going to be in support of us sharing our revenue. Where were they when we was in a financial crisis 10 years ago? Did we get revenue from South Park Mall? No. Did we get revenue from the Dinwiddie Racetrack? No. Did we get revenue from Rolls Royce and Prince George? No. Did we get any revenue from Chesterfield and how they grown? No. So all of a sudden then when we get a piece of the pie, they want to come in and take the pie and say, we'll help y'all divvy it up. Again, I can talk candidly about that, but I can't say it on the mic how I really feel. But you want to know, just see me after the meeting, I can tell you how I really feel about it. But I adamantly was against it, and again, I hope that it does get pulled. Otherwise, look at your delegate races that are coming up this November and act accordingly. So, with that being said, last thing about the casino. Right now, again, I hope I'm not speaking too far in terms of showing this, if you can help maybe proofread me, but as of now, we are scheduled to be breaking ground in somewhere, let's call it the latter part of March. It could be earlier, but again, they're shooting right from the latter part of March, maybe beginning of April, to break ground, and a temporary box casino up to start generating revenue by the end of the year. So that is an update. More to come. We are actually about to have very extensive meetings in the upcoming month. So when I do have the next council meeting, I'm shooting for March, where I can give you a better update on the casino as well as education. I'm an educator, been an educator for the last 26 years, so I'm very in tune with that. I would like to have it at Pleasant Plain Elementary, which is the ward's elementary school, and hopefully Dr. Rodriguez and everybody else can get on board, PTA or somewhere around there. But as I do know, I did put a last minute blast. Many of you might have seen it on social media, whether it's Facebook or something that's sort of about this meeting. But I was able just to say, hey, if you did not, I know a lot of people are not necessarily on social media, so I did try to do a last minute flyer going around in certain neighborhoods strategically, especially Maplewood and Parkview, as well as Little Greenwood Farms, to make sure you know about this meeting. So if you ever see a little note on your mailbox, that was me. I'm trying not to be out there late, but I'm just doing my due diligence to say, hey, I'm doing my job. A Westbrook, AWESTBROOK at Petersburg, Virginia, Virginia.org is my email. And if you need me, my phone, I can give you my phone number one-on-one. But again, I'm trying to be accessible. I do have other things going on. If I have to be on the door, I have a full-time job, but I love Petersburg. I'm never gonna stop fighting for it. And I do would like to continue to serve you going forward this year. I'm not up for election this year, but again, I would like to make sure that I am your council member going forward. So if you have any other questions there, this is the last 20 minutes. I will open up the general questions in this time because we need to get back to data centers. Yes, sir.
My name is Christian Martin.
Martin.
If you talk to Geico about their Facebook data centers,
Enrico wants to get in the ballgame. If Enrico gets it,
they've got the Facebook on Portuguese Road.
there, I'll give you your question correctly. There's a lot of localities. Richmond and Henrico is definitely one.
They have one already.
They already have one.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I'm not privy to say yes or no on that. If you say so.
Anybody who wants to go look at data center can go up there to White House, see what it looks
So
like.
that's a close one. I would tell you to go to the Innovation Park up in King William, and Madison County line. I know it's a little bit further too. I was myself and another council member. We went up there, highly impressed. But that is the one that we would like to do business with. But again, we gotta get into the market first. If I'm being in the market, this last hour and a half is filling office. You're gonna look like not the data center. They in Chesterfield. Yes, please.
My name is Sierra Joyner, and I'm relatively young. A lot of you probably lived in Petersburg longer than I've been alive, but I say all that to say, with the data centers, I was a little bit excited about it, but hearing that a lot of the jobs will end up, the more career, higher paying jobs are gonna end up being remote, it's a little bit disheartening, because me personally, I work in DC right now, and the entry-level jobs that we have there are much higher than the median income. So I feel like if we are gonna have those data centers, then we cannot necessarily dictate who they are going to hire, but if we're gonna stimulate the economy like we want to, and how we wanna upheld the youth to keep them in Petersburg, then we just need to make sure that there is a desire for these jobs to be based in Petersburg. And although it is a technical job, that we should try our hardest to limit those remote options, because we do have the construction jobs. But to me, those, I'm not gonna say it's not a career, but a lot of times construction jobs are base to base, whereas it doesn't really provide a career, at least for the youth to see, is more, like you say, viable for them.
This is where I'm gonna jump in. Again, being at that center, thank you for that, for your statement question as well. They actually have a training class. Forgive me for not having my notes, but again, they have a training class at one of their colleges up there, and they would even say how they would bring that down to place at Bright Point. And I said, oh, no. Let's bring that to Virginia State University. Because again, they would train the people, because what you said is true, but once you're in that know the knowledge of data centers, you don't stay in that data center for maybe a year or two, because they're growing so much, they would be willing to send you to other localities in the United States to work. So again, this is like an entry level into that six-figure job that, again, yes, I want my talented youth to stay here, but the goal is give them an option to say that they can't have that six-figure job. So that we can compete with VCU and what they're doing for the residents of Richmond. But, so similar to, again, I'm giving you a few more questions. What happened with the pharmaceutical cluster, because they do the training courses at Bright Point, so that you can be prepared to go work at one of those 4 localities over at the pharmaceutical cluster. So there is a class to train you to move into data centers and understanding how to get jobs in that field. I come back to you, Ms. Rudolph. Yes, sir. Now go to the next one.
Who's gonna make it use it? Are we gonna make it use it?
No, this is for the whole world. This is for everybody. This is not just for us.
Oh, all right.
Me if you have a smartphone and you put them in the cloud or you put them on your phone, that information has to be stored somewhere so you can properly access it. If you have a LinkedIn account, a Facebook account, all those things go through it, let alone your Google searches, everything. It's just, again, layman's term, again, a way where they can collect and basically funnel the information in and out effectively and appropriately. So I'm gonna dispel the rumors. I was saying, does it mean that we're gonna get better Wi-Fi in Petersburg? No, it does not. No, that's it. So I'm not gonna let that misconception go out there. We won't benefit by the data in Petersburg of improving our cyber networks and things of that sort, but it could be with the fiber networks that they can put in. But let's not go off of that. You Smith?
No, I would like for you to get this young lady, because she's patiently waiting this question.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, good evening, my name is Walter, and I am in Ward 3.
Okay.
My concern, because I've been doing some research as I found about the data center. So I haven't heard anything as it relates to J-Lock.
Oh, I will continue to go to the J-Lock.
As it relates to the positive one, and as it relates to concerns that were given at the end of it. And of course, the situation as it relates to the tax revenue, outstanding, of funds becoming to Petersburg if that comes to fruition. However, there are concerns that have been noted. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am. And you know, I'm trying to take the positives as well as the negatives.
And yours was one.
Yes, ma'am.
Yours was one of the concerns.
Yes, ma'am.
As well as electricity consumption.
Yes, ma'am. Energy.
And water.
Water. And infringing on in residential neighborhoods. Those are the four things that the General Assembly right now is trying to, the four bills, excuse me, are House Bill 2035, House Bill 2027, House Bill 1601, and House Bill 2101. Four House bills that are all centered around data centers and each one of your concerns. But that J-Lark study did say again, yes, there's a lot of positives that I'm gonna definitely want you to bring about, but are there some negatives? That noise, older ones, but is it still a noise? I'm not serious if it wasn't, but for what I could install, not a problem for what I'm already hearing in my neighborhood right now.
Well, I do understand that this study was done in 2023, so that has not been that long. So, in respect of this next conversation, what is Petersburg going to do as a proactive measure as it relates to this?
Well, the first thing is we have to get into the ball game. We can't do anything until we have the measurements, the planning, and the things in place to say that we can have a data center. Right now, we're just trying to, again, come back to that casino thing. We would have loved to have been in the talks, but there was only 5 cities. So we have to at least get into the talks of saying, can we able to host a data center? It starts Tuesday by approving this text amendment. It says now, people can come in and start doing business, and then we'll have future talks where you will see moving forward. If you can't come to a city council meeting, please direct question to the office, and I'll get you the best possible. I thought it was Dr. Rule. I thought so. I'll let you know. Yes. I know, but I'm gonna give you your respect. I'm gonna give you your respect. Yes, sir.
The zoning text amendment has, the example that I gave, will be the first one that will come in. So they're gonna, these are actual numbers that they'll be presenting.
So he's basically saying that
we'll be in line.
if we pass the zoning text amendment on Tuesday, business will be starting very, very, very soon. Marilyn, you wanna go? Wanna talk about that?
No, I seriously.
Okay.
Well, for this moment, I just wanted to go to Dr. Roy to get a chance to finish the paper.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I'm getting broadband.
Broadband. That's why I would love that the city manager here. I don't have an answer for that right now. Do not have an answer for that. I will write it down though. Anybody else? I'm not gonna answer the question I do that now. Joe, thank you, Joe. Okay. I will never talk about something I do not know. Or at least not BS you that I know. Let me move around. Then I'm gonna come to you next. Ms. Rudolph, one more time. And anybody else? I'm trying to make sure that's very well. Same two. Okay, I'll come next one. Ms. Rudolph.
Earlier on in your discussion, we were first talking about data centers,